Kind of a tough call right now, but Chewy Inc. is definitely barking its way somewhere. You get it because, well, dogs and all. Hang around and I'll show you what I see. Hi, this is Tim from TradingStrategyGuides.com. Today's trade pick is a trading range on the stock Chewy Inc. We'll have a look at that shortly, but first we got a few active trades to look at, and later on a brand new trading maxim. Friday. I've got to come up with more things to say about Fridays and Mondays since that's when these videos come out. Remember to click the subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss any of these great trade setups. Let us look at the active trades. So silver was kind of making this triangle consolidation right here, and it looks like it might be pushing down a little bit right now. This is Thursday. I've got my stops followed on the PSAR up to 21.4846 to lock in 276.51. Just like Tesla, I'm not going to move this stop any further with this PSAR until we get a definite break of this consolidation, because if it breaks to the upside, we'll go back to following on the parabolic SAR. Otherwise, we'll probably be out. Euro New Zealand finally hit its first target right here on Monday. I closed half for profit, moved the stop to break even on the remainder. Now we're going to wait for the parabolic SAR to get up here above the break even stop to start trailing stops. Palladium has pulled way back the last couple of days. I'm still waiting for the PSAR to move up here, but it's iffy. This thing could stop out before it even gets there. But we're good. We got half of our profit already, and we're ready to go. AMD gapped way up here on Wednesday. Of course, the old trader's tale says that gaps have to fill, and that nature hates a vacuum, and all those sorts of things. So you may want to consider taking some profit while this thing is up there, because this probably will eventually fill, and this one will eventually fill as well. But who knows? It could go up an awful lot before it does that. Still waiting for the PSAR to get up here to start trailing the stops on this one. And yes, we got the follow through on the Euro Canadian right here. Hit our target on Monday. Closed half for profit. Moved the stop to break even on the remainder. And now, as usual, we wait for the PSAR to get up here above the break even stop to start trailing the stops on this one. Well, Bitcoin has been totally wacko and has taken off here without us on for the ride, because we were looking for a breakdown. Before we were looking for a break up. This was just been wacky. So I'm going to call all these patterns totally blown, and I'll look for another opportunity. I'm done with Bitcoin for right now. And that's it for the active trades. Let's take a look at today's pick. Today we're looking at a trading range on the stock Chewy Inc. Chewy.com is an online e-commerce site that specializes in pet supplies. I recall seeing their ads, but I haven't really looked at their website up until now. Looks pretty interesting. I'll put a link below for anyone interested in taking a look at it. Just to make sure everyone understands, a trading range is a consolidation with a strong support level like this one at 44 and a strong resistance level like this one up at 52.50. Price just sort of bangs back and forth between these levels until it eventually explodes out of the range in one direction or the other. I'll take a break of a trading range in either direction. And as a nice confirmation of the consolidation, we have a decline in volume and volatility right down here. Volatility is the amount of daily movement of the price, and I measure it with the average true range, or ATR, which shows the average length of the last 14 candles. Now here's the trade plan. We're going to buy a daily candle close above the range or above the 5250 level, or we will sell a daily candle close below the range or below the 44 level. On the breaking candle, we want to see this volume bar reach up above the volume average. If it doesn't quite reach the average but does reach 75% of the average, I'll open a half-size position to reduce risk. You can calculate the percentage by taking this number here, dividing it by this volume average, and you should get at least 0.75. If you don't get at least 0.75, I suggest you stand aside on the trade. Stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR, and your first target is 1 times the ATR. So let's say, for the sake of argument, that this thing breaks up to here, and just ahead of the closing you put in a buy order. You look down here at the ATR, multiply that by 1.5, measure that distance behind your entry, and that'll be your stop loss. Measure 1 ATR above your entry, and that'll be your first target. Of course, it'll be just the opposite if it breaks to the downside. If after entering the trade we get a candle close back inside the range, we'll take the loss right then and not wait for it to hit the stop loss. Our intention is that our break out of the pattern should be explosive and hit our target fairly quickly. If the momentum goes away, we want to shut the trade down without taking a full stop if possible. When the price hits our first target, we'll close half the position for profit and set the stop loss to break even on the remainder. We will then follow stops as price moves in our direction until the market takes us out. Typically I do this using 2 positions. The first position has a stop loss and a take profit. That position will close automatically when the first target is hit. The second position will only have a stop loss, and that's the position that will be allowed to run. When the first target is hit, we will have to manually move our stop loss up to break even on the second position. I will only risk about 2% of my account on each trade. And that's today's setup on Chewy Inc. Remember, my intent here is to tell you how I manage these trades. If you've already got a good trade management plan, use it. Things that work for me may not work for you. You have to understand your own mind to find your best strategies for trading. And speaking of understanding your own mind, that's my intent for the trading maxims. The maxims help me control my emotional impulses and keep me on the straight and narrow path. A maxim is a general truth, fundamental principle, rule of conduct, or a proverbial saying. The purpose of my maxims is to motivate me to discipline in trading as well as other areas of my life. I suggest you start your own list of maxims, things that you can say to yourself while you're trading or doing life to make sure you always do the right thing. Feel free to borrow from my list. And today, a brand new maxim of the day. Tim's Trading Maxim number 80. Find out what you're afraid of and go live there. And this is a quote from Chuck Palladium. If you're keeping track, you may have noticed that I skipped maxim number 79. That's because it's a quote from another CrossFit Games athlete, and I didn't want to overdo the whole CrossFit thing. We'll get to number 79 in due time. Charles Michael Palladium is an American novelist and freelance journalist who describes his work as transgressional fiction. He's the author of the award-winning novel Fight Club that you probably already know was made into a movie. And this seems to be a recurring theme in my trading maxims. The only way to progress in anything is to do the things that make us the most uncomfortable. The more we do them, the more comfortable we become doing them, and the easier it will be for us to do the things that need to be done to move forward. Figure out what's keeping you from moving forward and do that thing. Go live there. Remember our Chewy Inc. trade plan for today. We're going to buy a daily candle close above the trading range or above 52.50, or sell a daily candle close below the trading range or below 44. If the volume is not quite average, go half size as long as it's at least 75% of the average. Your stop loss is 1.5 times the ATR, and your first target is 1 times the ATR. And remember to click the link below to the trade management video for more details. Also remember to sign up for my free Trading Picks email list to be sure you don't miss any of these great picks. I send out about 2 or 3 trading picks a week from all different markets, and you'll get to see them first. Best thing, they're free. I'll put the link below this video. And be sure to come back to Trading Strategy Guide's YouTube channel every week on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time for my new videos. Don't hesitate to ask any questions you may have. I'll either answer your question right in the comments or in a training video or both. And remember, the only stupid question is the unasked one. Don't miss the next installment of the Trading Education Series next Wednesday, when I will continue to discuss the TradingView trading platform. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for hitting the thumbs up below. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.